Morning, guys. Evan here with Easy Custom Ag Services. It's another August morning. Starting to chill off a little bit. You can see I've got long sleeves on. We're heading into fall. Crops are looking great. It's going to be a pretty exciting year, I think, for most of us. As you can see, we're in front of the whiteboard again this morning, continuing our series on the Field GX from Agrigold. This morning we're going to be talking about Family B. One of our families that require less management, not one that you have to babysit all year, is kind of a princess type. Let's go through some of the characteristics. So a family B is going to flex in both girth and length. So that V5 to V10 time frame is a super important time in its life because its kernel flex is not going to be near as much as some of our other families. Grain fill is going to be short, so if you get dry middle of August, kind of where we're at right now, and that thing has to shorten up its grain fill time, it's not going to be as detrimental as some of our other families where they need that time to get the kernel flex. Being a girth and length flex, its time frame to add yield is in the beginning, where not flexing kernels, the short grain fill is not going to be as big of a problem. It is one that is a little bit slower to dry down based on its maturity rating. So a 110 might dry down like 112. It's not extreme, but it is something that we notice compared to other varieties in different families. It's going to have average test weight, and I think some of that goes back to the non-kernel flex. It's not as worried about packing all that extra starch into that kernel, getting that extra kernel weight. So your test weight's still good, but it's going to be lower than like a family A or something that's going to have a really high test weight. Pretty easy hybrid or family to manage. They can go just about anywhere as far as soil type, but they need to be halfway well drained. They don't like to have those wet feet like the family A's can handle. And nitrogen, that can be a guy that's side dressing once, twice, 3 times, all up front anhydrous. As long as it's got nitrogen there, it doesn't really care when it gets it. As far as utilization, early, late, probably more toward the early side, just to make sure that plant is super happy during V5 and V10 when we're getting that girth and length determined. So family B overall, great family. One that you're not going to have to manage near as hard. Might not be able to crank those, 3, 4, 500 bushel yields out of, but going to be super consistent for you every year, and one of those that you can plant it and it's going to perform every year. So we'll see you next time in front of the whiteboard, guys.